All right, guys, I want to preface this next video by saying this is a rumor. Take that for what it's worth. But according to Ricky on Twitter, yes, the Twitter account with the dog profile that wears the hat, the red hat, who seems to drop a ton of insider information, and that's pretty accurate. Now, I will say he has not been accurate with the San Francisco 49ers news, referencing the Ayuk situation and Joey Bosa. But other than that, he's pretty good at what he does. So take it for what it's worth, okay? Preface, this is a rumor. So we understand the 49ers are dealing with a lot of injuries. We understand there's a lot of things going on right now. One of the rooms that have been hit very hard has been the running back room. And as we know, according to reports coming out of Washington, the Commanders are done with Brian Robinson Jr. The details haven't necessarily been revealed to why this deterioration in the relationship has occurred, but everything that we're hearing is that Brian Robinson, he is either going to be traded or released. He will not be a part of this team for the Washington Commanders. So as a result of that, he becomes available. And as we've seen, especially starting yesterday, there's a ton of these kind of fringe trades with fringe players and late round pick swaps. The San Francisco 49ers got Sky Moore out of the deal for a 2027 late round pick swap. So this is what Ricky is saying. Ricky is saying the Niners, Cowboys, and Texans are also interested in trading for Brian Robinson Jr., but the Dolphins are the front runners. So this is going to be an interesting one, because when you look at the Dolphins, they have dealt with a lot of injuries to their running back room as well. And I had made a tweet about this a day or two ago. For me, I don't love Brian Robinson Jr. I think that he is clearly a capable running back. He's not a guy that, I would have as a starter on my team, but, if you wanted to get him a couple, 5 to 7 touches a game, that's kind of where I would view Brian Robinson. But overall, this would have to be a late round pick swap for me. It would have to be like a swapping of sevens or something like that. I personally, this is again just me speaking from my perspective, I would not trade more than a late round pick swap for Brian Robinson Jr. Obviously, there is a little bit more to consider with the 49ers injuries that have piled up. So that is to be taken into consideration, and why this might be a little bit more enticing for the 49ers than if they were healthy. My thing also, too, is why has this relationship deteriorated with former assistant general manager of the 49ers, Adam Peters? As we're already kind of seeing with Adam Peters and how he's operating with the Commanders, it's very similar to John Lynch and the 49ers front office. So those guys are very tied. They're very close. They executed a trade of Deebo Samuel already this offseason. So absolutely, there's a pathway for this to get done. If the San Francisco 40, I would assume, if the San Francisco 49ers really wanted Brian Robinson, I do think that, relationships matter when trades are being materialized. So I do think a situation with, Adam Peters, John Lynch, they could get this done if they really wanted to. So I don't know. Will they do it? From my understanding, Brian Robinson is looking for a new contract. He sure isn't going to get that with the San Francisco 49ers. But, he might have an opportunity to contribute this year if that is something that he's willing to do. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Again, this is a rumor. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I'm not banging down the door to get Brian Robinson in the building. But, the 49ers are borderline desperate at a couple positions due to the injuries that are occurring. We saw recently Patrick Taylor Jr., who was having a strong camp. He is done for the season after having shoulder surgery on a dislocated shoulder. Corey Kiner was waived, having a severe ankle sprain. He will likely clear waivers, revert to IR for the San Francisco 49ers. Jordan James dealing with a broken finger. Isaac Guerrero missed a good chunk of training camp with a soft tissue injury. So, and we all remember what happened last year with Christian McCaffrey with his bilateral Achilles tendonitis and the patella injury that he had in the Bills game. So beggars can't be choosers, right? You kind of have to take what's given at this point. And again, for me, Brian Robinson wouldn't be at the top of my list. I would, if you're really trying to find, but so this is the challenge, right? This is what I would suggest on the flip side. Rachaad White with the Bucks. Bucky Irving has absolutely overtaken that job. Rachaad White, I do believe, is a very good zone runner and a pass catcher out of the backfield. He can even serve as kind of a dual threat, kind of potential like slot, hybrid type of guy. I was a big fan of Rachaad White coming out of ASU. I'd really wanted the San Francisco 49ers to draft him. He went like 2 picks before the 49ers selected, I believe it was Ty Davis Price, if I'm not mistaken. So I would make that call. Now the thing with him is that he might be more expensive. That might cost you a second, maybe a third. Well, the thing with Rachaad White as well is he is in the final year of his rookie deal. So he'll be looking for a contract at the end of the season. That might actually lower his price in regards to trade compensation. But if you're really looking for a capable RB2 that has a ton of experience, it'd have to get acclimated to the 49ers system. Might take him a couple weeks to get up to speed. But if you're looking to spend a little bit more, if you're looking to invest a little bit more and take a flyer on a guy who could be a starter, as a starting caliber running back, I think he's more talented than Brian Robinson. I think he's more versatile than Brian Robinson. I think he more mirrors. He's closer to CMC in regards to his duality. That's where I would go. Like, again, I would make that call. I don't know if he is available. I don't know if the Bucks would want to do that because they do still use Rachaad White quite a bit. But I would make the call. Pick up the phone. It can't hurt. Can't hurt. You never know. I would love that. I would be to the moon if we got Rachaad White. The Hive would be buzzing once again. But that's more of a dream. I would say Brian Robinson might be more of a reality due to cost to get and obtain him. So we will see. But it will be fascinating how the 49ers address all these injuries at all these different spots. I do believe the 49ers are going to be extremely active once the roster cut down day hits. They're going to be watching the waiver wire. They're going to be trying to make these calls. Who's getting cut? Who can we have first rights at? So we don't have to sift through the waiver situation. I think the 49ers have multiple opportunities to be able to make some substantial moves here at the cut down. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about the rumor. Would you want to trade for Brian Robinson? What would you trade to get him? And what do you think about my idea of potentially calling and checking the price on Rachaad White? Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.